The first day of school was always a nightmare for Liana. New faces, louder voices, tighter hallways, and those eyes, always watching, always judging. She clutched her backpack against her chest, her steps timid, her eyes low, hoping the world wouldn't notice her. But unfortunately, the world always noticed what was different, and Liana was different. Petite, quiet, and with a tendency to flinch when people got too close, she became an easy target for the wolves disguised as students. A month had passed since Liana had transferred to Riverstone High, but it felt like a year trapped in silence. No one knew her name, but everyone knew her nickname, Mute Mouse. The name had been given to her by Reagan, the queen bee of the senior girls, and her twin brother Tyler, the star quarterback. Together with their gang, they ruled the school like a throne, and anyone who dared defy them quickly found themselves the punchline of their next social media post. Liana had tried everything to go unnoticed. She sat at the farthest table in the cafeteria. She avoided eye contact in the hallways. She pretended to be asleep during bus rides. But it only made things worse. The more she tried to hide, the more they hunted her like prey. One rainy Thursday, the class was asked to present their creative writing essays. Liana had spent hours crafting hers, a delicate story about a caterpillar becoming a butterfly. It was poetic, symbolic, and heartfelt. When the teacher called her name, Liana's palms began to sweat, her throat tightening like a noose. She stood, voice trembling, barely making it through the first paragraph when the giggles began. Then the whispers. And finally, Reagan's loud voice echoing through the classroom, "Is the butterfly gonna cry now?" The room erupted in laughter, and Liana shrunk into herself, her paper fluttering from her trembling hands. Her eyes filled with tears she refused to let fall. Not here. Not in front of them. But they weren't done yet. That same day, as she reached her locker, Reagan and Tyler cornered her. "We've decided," Reagan said, smirking, "you're our project this semester." Like a little pet. Liana didn't speak. She just stared, paralyzed. Tyler flicked her notebook to the floor. "You don't talk much, do you? Maybe you're broken." That evening, Liana sat at the kitchen table, barely touching her food. Her grandmother, a sharp-eyed woman with streaks of silver in her long braid, watched her in silence. "They're doing it again, aren't they?" she asked softly. Liana didn't answer. She didn't need to. Her grandmother nodded slowly. "Come with me." In the backyard, behind a shed, was a small dojo. Wooden floors. Faint scent of incense. A wall covered with certificates, medals, and photos of her grandmother in crisp martial arts uniforms. "You know, I was a national wushu champion once," her grandmother said. "But the world doesn't respect soft voices. So, we teach the voice of strength." That night, for the first time in years, Liana began training. Her grandmother taught her not only techniques, but discipline, balance, patience, and how to harness the fire inside. A month passed. Her bruises faded, but her strikes sharpened. Her movements became fluid, her reflexes fast. Every day after school, while the world mocked her outside, she built a warrior within. But the bullies didn't stop. They escalated. One Friday afternoon, Liana found her locker trashed. Her journal ripped in half. The pages of her poetry stomped into the floor. Reagan was waiting nearby, phone out, filming as she said, "Say cheese, Mute Mouse. Cry for the camera." That was the last straw. Liana slowly picked up her papers, eyes unblinking. Calm. Silent. But not the kind of silence they remembered. This was something else. Something dangerous. That night, she asked her grandmother, "Am I ready?" Her grandmother smiled. "Child, you were born ready. You just forgot." The next day, everything changed.